One of the top 5 regrets of people as they were approaching the end of their lives wasn't anything to do with work or money. It was, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. And stay with me because in a minute, I'm going to discuss one of the biggest mistakes people make when they try and make friends, a mistake that can actually make them even lonelier. Welcome back to my series on the top 5 regrets of the dying, based on the book by Bronnie Ware, an Australian palliative care worker. And I'll link to those other videos right up there somewhere. It's important to understand that loneliness is not a simple lack of people in your life. It's a lack of being understood, of being seen, of being accepted for who you really are. Because I'm sure most of us have experienced this, it's very possible to be alone in a crowded room. You are never lonely with a true friend, and that's a great indicator of who really belongs in your life. This regret is not something that often happens suddenly, a falling out with a friend, a conflict with them. It comes through postponement. It comes from allowing life to get so busy that your friendships get put on the to be done later pile. I'll do it later when things slow down, later when life isn't so hectic, later when it's more convenient. And what happens is the years pass quickly and quietly, and you lose touch with those people. I can attest to this from personal experience. When I was growing up, we moved almost once a year on average. By the time I was 23, I had lived in 23 different places, and along the way, I lost touch with many friends who meant a lot to me at one time. This was in the days before email, before social media, but let's be honest, I could have written them a letter. I could have placed a long distance phone call. I could have stayed in touch with those people that meant something to me. If you find these kinds of ideas helpful as you're navigating this next phase of your life, take a second to hit that thumbs up button to let me know, and consider hitting the subscribe and the notification buttons so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Now, that mistake I mentioned when you're trying to build friendships, sure, we'd all like more friends, but often what happens is we try to be more likable. And when we do that, we change who we really are. Maybe we pretend to like things we really don't like or to not like things that we do like. We're afraid to speak up. We're afraid to express who we really are. If you have to perform to be accepted, you're building loneliness, not friendship. True friends will accept the real you. However, it's important to remember that solitude matters at times. You have to know who you are, and that might mean getting alone now and then, journaling, reflecting, doing things that mean something to you, reconnecting with your deepest, truest self. Solitude isn't always isolation. Sometimes it's calibration. And this is where your true authenticity comes from. Losing track of who you are? Get alone for a while. Keep in mind that the right relationships will make you a better person. Good friends challenge you. They challenge you to grow. They challenge you to be more of yourself. They challenge you to express more of yourself. They steady you. They sharpen you. They remind you of who you truly are. They make your life richer. They really improve your quality of life. So here's my challenge to you. Do something this week, not later, now. Do something to either create new friendships, new relationships, or to deepen and strengthen the ones that you already have. At the end of your life, you're not going to regret not having more acquaintances. You are going to regret losing touch with the few people who really knew you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. And in the meantime, here's a few more videos for you to check out.